Hello everybody, this is Grumpy Old Guy Gaming, and as you can see we're playing a little Dungeons & Dragons today. This is the Dungeons & Dragons Tower of Doom arcade game from '93. It was developed by CAPCOM, and this is back when TSR still owned the rights to Dungeons & Dragons. Here you can see our four characters to choose from: Fighter, Cleric, Dwarf, which is more of a tanky fighter, and Elf, which is sort of a spell sword. I usually go Cleric here because the healing ability is a bit broken, but what the hell, let's go ahead and grab the Elf. Enter our name here at the registry. Let's go with Agog. No particular reason, just happens to be my channel. Now as you can see, we'll be starting down there at level 4. Coming up here it says, "Help us, please. You hear screams from up ahead." Run forward, test out my sword. As you can see, when you come up on an item, you could go ahead and pick it up there. You know, if I ever figure out which button does it, that was jump. I'm sort of going through. There's a little sprite to tell us we need to go forward. Beat up those kobolds, and when they fall, they drop a little bit of treasure that, again, you could pick up as soon as you figure out where you actually are on the field. There we are. Picked up a healing potion. And I'll give you a little descriptor of what you picked up there. Monsters are appearing as we hit them up top there. You can see their little health bars. There's a gnoll with an axe. Very descriptive. And again, this would have been a coin op. I'm playing on my computer here. Just felt like getting a video out today. Doing a bit of catch up on the retro. It says a wounded caravan guard collapses before you, and he's asking for help. One of the neat things about this game, it's a 4-player sort of beat 'em up, but it gives you your options on how you want to handle each problem. Here we're going to rush ahead to the town since it's under siege and try and help everyone because they're under attack. See the dinky little kobolds there taunting us, letting us know we have to go further along. You know, typically in my younger days playing D&D, I would sort of go for the spell sword type, so the Elf's right up my alley. Not the ideal weapon range. The fighters got a bit more reach to them. And like I said, the Cleric has that heal, which is amazing when used right, and the Cleric can turn undead. This is a really fun game to play multiplayer. Me and the missus have played it a couple times, and having that extra person there to sort of tank for you while you get the spells off is paramount. It does a little pause, but in multiplayer, you know, having the extra hero there helps. See an open door there. Let's go ahead and venture into the inn, see what we got going on here. And sure enough, gnolls have invaded the tavern, so it's time for a good old-fashioned bar fight. Get my tail kicked in pretty handily here. As you can see, you have a variety of different weapons and spells you can pick up throughout the game, and you can go ahead and throw projectiles and things as well. Actually, a fair bit of depth to this. At the beginning there, I added in 5 credits, so there goes our first life. We'll see how far that takes us on this little playthrough here. Just getting assaulted by these gnolls, and the key is you don't want to get 2 of them bunched up against you because their reach is a bit better, and if you're not hitting both of them simultaneously, the one slightly behind can still probably hit you. Our hit points are not the best, especially not here still level 4. You are gaining a fair bit of experience as you complete each quest and down the monsters and things. And you're picking up some silver pieces worth of loot as you go too, which you could spend in shops when you get there. So here's the big brute guy who's been, you know, charging through town. I'm going to cast a couple magic missiles here to mitigate the kobold. But another one jumps right in, so that really doesn't feel too useful at all. It's kind of nice, though, how the magic missile spell kind of worked true to effect there. It, you know, circled around and hit the kobold. Not sure if that's exactly who I would have been going after. Here I'm dazed. If you just rattle your analog stick back and forth, you can, try and get out of that daze, but again, playing single player, all the monsters are focused on you anyway, so it's just sort of wait a second and get knocked down. So I switched to my bow there, and I didn't realize there was that little bit of load time to the bow. Never do get better with that, spoiler ahead. Not for lack of trying, just lack of success. Here we got inside of the guy's attack range a little bit and got a few shots off. There's a couple hits with the bow. And there you see we were on fire. Again, showing us to just, bash the stick back and forth while left and right, as it were. So we were about to lose another life there, but we happened to hit the final amount of damage to drive off the monsters. Saved the townspeople, never found out what was in the box there, but we got 4,800 experience. Not going to be too mad about that. We get a thank you from what I'm assuming is the mayor of the town or something. And his daughter seems to be handing us a magical sword. You discover that the weapon is indeed magical and will increase your attacking power. So there's a bit of a free power up for getting through, and as you can see, we've reached the 5th level and our max hit points have increased by 2, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean, let's face it, it's not like we had a lot to start with. Potion of healing costs 100 silver pieces. We'll go ahead and buy that and get a couple more hit points back. See the other array of stuff, but we're down to 4 silver, so we're just going to call it there. Head out of the shop here on the road to Dorokia City. You leave the town and head for the city of Dorokia. Okay. Again, just sort of going through here, seeing what my options are. We'll settle on the daggers for now. Draw my sword. Walk down this little winding path here. Love the color palette for this. Very classic D&D here. Picked up some +1 arrows. And there's one of my favorite monsters of all times, the owlbear. I actually got a decent shot off with the bow there. That was nice. I think I missed it on the second one. It looked good, but it just went right through without affecting them. Nice jumping attack there, and I've got this owlbear on the ropes. So I thought I had it handled, and out pops another. Nothing more demoralizing than beating up the big bad thing just to have another one come out. Now, one thing I didn't notice when I was playing live, because I was trying to mainly avoid its claws and its beak, but why does it have those feathers on the front legs? Not like it's going to be flying anytime soon. But we get through the owlbears and we hear a moan from the thickets. I think this is where I press a button and... Okay, now it says there. And there's a dude all passed out and a single kobold standing guard over him. Kobold runs away. The guy says he was on patrol from Fort Kruth. We're hunting the beast. So there's a beast around here and it may be attacking the town. Got my butt kicked in the last couple of battles. I don't think I can handle whatever that beast is on its own, so I better hurry up to the Dorokin City and get help dispatched to the fort. If I was playing multiplayer, almost always going to the fort there, but figure better safe than sorry. Here we've got a kobold guarding a giant chest. Go ahead, cast invisibility so we get the first shot in on this, and open the chest up so the treasure's just kind of sitting there. When we make our way over past these kobolds, we can go ahead and loot that. So we thought we were done, but a couple more pop out of the woods, and we'll go ahead and dispatch them. Again, that magic sword really making short work of the kobolds. Little silver piece there, struggling to grab that. We grabbed a scroll of fireball, so we have another fireball saved up for when we need it. Here come a couple gnolls, and we're going to go ahead and cast the magic missiles again, just to get some initial damage on this gnoll here, and then finish it off with our sword play. Get a kobold popping up out of the rocks there on the bottom of the screen. And a second one pops up before we can really get any damage on the gnoll. At this point, they're basically meat shields for the gnoll, making us run around and giving the gnoll some time, but we're lucky here. It never really gets in position to attack us, and we are through the board before anything bad happens. Night falls, so we decide to make camp and rest for the night, which of course means we won't get any rest. And sure enough, the little girl's saying, "Help me," and she comes running our way, and now we have to face a big bald manticore. This thing was a pain. As you could tell virtually, and I cast Fireball and it goes halfway across the screen and misses the target entirely. Now that I got my range figured out, we'll go ahead and try it again, and yeah, it does a nice chunk of damage, not gonna lie, that helped. There I thought I was dead, got up, and it didn't really matter because the next hit polishes me off anyway. So we'll use yet another continue, and as if this thing didn't have enough badass attacks, it turns out it could just sort of hover there and fire the quills out of its tail. So this is about 7 different levels of pain we're facing, and all we've got is a magic short sword and a bow. There it flies in with some sort of like Mortal Kombat 2 attack. That was pretty similar to the little jump kick that Melina used, actually. Both the Manticore and myself have got each other to critical health, and we managed to polish off the Manticore. Go ahead, grab the scroll and whatever money it will allow before we go too far. It says we rescued the merchant's daughter from the Manticore, so that's cool. And we did it in 1 minute and 4 seconds, picked up a ton of experience there. 9,600. Merchant says, daughter says, "How can I thank you? I was so afraid. My father owns a trading post near Coranglane." Yeah, that was where I checked to see if I was recording because I honestly forgot if I hit the button or not. Apologies on that. Arrive at the city of Derrican and quickly inform the guards the danger the fort was in. So they're going to dispatch like crazy. Meanwhile, I'm going to rest up in the inn with the allies I was supposed to have, if other players were available. And this dude's just going to come up in the middle of our dinner and tell us that his lord, Corwin Linton, would like to speak to us in the city of Athenos. Athenos. We know what he's going for. We've reached level 6, and we've got 2 more hit points to our max, so we're actually coming to a reputable hit point total here. Time to spend a little bit of silver on another healing potion. And again, fairly full hit point total there. Got some extra silver, but we're going to save it. Maybe if we can get to the next shop, we can go ahead and get another potion. Said they've heard about some adventurers saving people, doubt it's true, and then we mention it's us, and they still seem rather dubious. So Corwin has arranged for a ship to take us, which is bad news again, because if you've ever played D&D and boarded a ship for any reason, it's about to be attacked, most likely by Sahagin. And these things are throwing some delayed action fire bombs, little bags of oil that are going to explode a couple seconds after hitting the ground. So things to keep track of. If you're not careful, you'll get lit on fire. Meanwhile, we're just hacking away at the Sahagin here. They're jumping around with their trademark tridents. Very acrobatic, these guys. Lucky there, I think that trident was about to do me in, so I cast the magic missile, and sure enough, we've got a 2nd level magic missile going. It's hitting 3 times now. Well, technically giving us 3 miss. You know what? Nobody's here for technicalities. Get through those, and before we go through the room, let's go ahead and loot these chests here, because heroing is not the best paying work, so you pick up whatever you can, and sure enough, as we get to the door, there's another Sahagin to deal with. Gonna really look like a doof when somebody tells me how it's actually pronounced, but that's how I've been saying it forever, so that's what we're going with. Got him trapped up against the door there. That felt like a safe spot. So we've got a couple more chests here. Let's go ahead and loot what we can. We got some boots. That's letting us move a little faster. Now we've got a Sahagin and a ghoul. Take the ghoul out really quick. You can't hear it here, but my son, when I was playing through, goes, Agog has defeated the ghoul. Rare moment of him actually cheering me on. Normally he just lets me know how badly I'm doing in games. So we defeat that wave pretty easily. Sort of had a sneaking suspicion there was a ghoul behind the door there, I guess, so we just slashed through and beat him. Now we've made our way to the outside of the ship. Got a couple scrolls here, a polymorph others, and a magic missile. Looks like we picked up a lightning bolt at some point too. Whatever's out here looks like more Sahagin have laid waste to the crew. And understandably too, because they are coming out in some pretty severe numbers. That was bad luck. We got stunned just before the bomb went off, and then we landed right in time for another. So that is life number 4 down, only 1 left. These things keep stunning us, and that is bad news for us. I'm gonna go ahead and keep casting these magic missiles, just getting as much damage as we can out of them. But the Sahagin are proven to be a bit too much for us at this stage. You know, if I were feeling a bit more ambitious or was really worried about clearing, this is where I can enter another couple credits. Of course, if you were playing at the arcade... Ooh, didn't notice that. You could actually deflect the little bombs. If you were playing at the arcade cabinet, this is where you're reaching into your pocket for more quarters. As for this particular game, that's going to be game over there. That's our 5th life through. You've got the little continue countdown, a shame. Thank you all very much for watching. Hopefully this was enjoyable. This may be a game I revisit in the future. Maybe recruit a person or two and do a more thorough playthrough. In the meantime, this has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.